This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin's rubbish collection and a new landfill site are up for discussion this year as the DCC launches a review of its waste services. The organisation behind Invercargill's inner city redevelopment will respect the city's history by retaining some heritage building facades. And a reduction in the number of parking spaces around Dunedin is starting to affect visitors to some of Dunedin's main attractions. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Rubbish collection and a new landfill site for the city are up for discussion this year as the Dunedin City Council embarks on a major review of its refuse services. The council has announced it's looking at the feasibility of a new landfill site as the Green Island facility reaches the end of its life.
The Green Island landfill could soon be thrown on the scrap heap. The Dunedin City Council says it's set to come to the end of its useful life in the next 5 to 10 years.
The Green Island site will most likely remain as a transfer station, but the landfill element is something that we're investigating.
A possible replacement is a location called the Smooth Hill site on McLaren Gully and Big Stone Roads. It's been earmarked as a potential landfill site since the 1990s.
But nothing has yet been determined, and we'll be seeking a contribution of opinions from people who are affected by this and the wider community as a whole.
Relocating the Green Island landfill is part of a wider review of the council's waste minimisation and management plan. They'll consult with the public over the coming months and years for their view of the city's future.
This is a long conversation that we'll be having with our residents and our businesses, and we want to get off on the right foot of beginning that with plenty of time so people will be able to contribute.
They're looking for ideas that meet waste minimisation needs now and over the next 30 years. The issue will be further discussed in a council meeting on June 26th. Jack Conroy, The South Today.
A Dunedin medical student has been convicted for assaulting a young woman who challenged him about inappropriate behaviour at a party. Judge Kevin Phillips urged 20-year-old Byung Chan Kim to take the victim's advice to work his way through the consequences of a conviction. Kim has been given a 12-month deferred sentence and ordered to pay $800 emotional harm reparation to the assault victim. Kim had been drinking at another gathering before arriving uninvited at the Frederick Street party back in March. The organisation behind Invercargill's inner city redevelopment will pay homage to the city's history by retaining some of the facades of its heritage buildings. HWCP unveiled plans for the $200 million project on Monday, which shows the redevelopment isn't entirely out with the old.
While it may look like a brand new Invercargill city centre, the plans for the inner city redevelopment show a tribute to the city's heritage. In a progress report on Monday, HWCP Director Scott O'Donnell showed plans to incorporate the facades of certain heritage buildings in the rebuild, as well as plans for new buildings with their own heritage vibe.
We've got a wonderful historic frontage on Esk, those two. We've got that Thompson building on Beauty and Beyond on Kelvin. And also what we've done with the new look on Tay is it looks like it's historic, because all of us like historic buildings. Also, we've got to find a way forward. It's a case of what we can do that's sympathetic and also using new materials to create things that look the right period.
O'Donnell said the company had been in discussions with Heritage New Zealand about the state of particular heritage buildings affected by the rebuild. He said they understood certain buildings were beyond repair.
The government life's held together with 4x2s and stroppers because one of the columns is cracked. And it's so full of asbestos and weeping, porous rebar, it's almost dangerous. So we've just got to go and deal with that. We work very closely with Heritage, and look, we had some very long, detailed discussions, but they understand the need to go and trigger. So it'd be great to keep everything, but it's not possible to.
Invercargill Deputy Mayor and Heritage Month Coordinator Rebecca Amundsen said retaining the facades was a good compromise for the city's heritage buildings.
I think it's really great that there's been a compromise and that some of the heritage building facades are being retained, and I know that Heritage New Zealand has worked really closely with HWCP to help make that happen, so that's really fantastic.
O'Donnell said each facade would cost around $1.5 million and that retaining them for the rebuild was entirely subject to funding. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
After more than 130 years and 4 generations of family ownership, Dunedin Funeral Directors Hope and Sons is going into Australian hands. Michael and Jeanette Hope will step down as the directors of the company, founded by Mr Hope's great-grandfather John Hope in 1887. It was bought by Australian Funeral Company Invokia last week. All current staff will be retained, including their daughter Jodie, ensuring the family connection moves on to the 5th generation. A significant reduction in the number of parking spaces outside the Otago Museum is starting to affect visitors to some of Dunedin's biggest attractions. With parking spaces at the wharf area reduced and a glut of roadworks on Dunedin's one-way system, parking spaces have been greatly reduced. Cycle lane construction on State Highway 1 means there's also no parks available in front of Toitū Early Settlers Museum. Council Transport Strategy Manager Nick Sargent says they're aware parking is at a premium in the city and staff have discussed the issue with stakeholders. But he says the ability to create extra street space for parking is limited. Still to come on The South Today, the New Zealand Whisky Company's plan to set up in Oamaru could be scotched, and second-year fashion student Emma Corbett has received a Prime Minister's scholarship.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysplumbing.co.nz.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819. Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of mass sport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance, and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Being a big softie takes training. I've gone to great lengths to become even softer while still being strong and reliable. The new me is bigger and softer than ever. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've got a deal for you. We've bought a huge bulk order from Lee Stretch Moleskin. So comfortable, nice stretchy fabric, and they're in 6 colours. And the deal, $20 off a pair, or if you buy 2 pair or more, $25 off a pair.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This promotion finishes June 30th.
Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wooden Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Welcome back. The New Zealand Whisky Company's plans to develop a $3 million distillery in Oamaru could be in jeopardy. It comes after plans to develop a tourism attraction and distillery in Waterfront Road at Oamaru Harbour fell through last week. New Zealand Whisky Company General Manager Grant Finn says the company had chosen Oamaru over Dunedin as its preferred site. But Finn says a recent decision by the owners of the proposed site to end the deal has created uncertainty for the company. The Prime Minister's scholarships to Asia recipients has been announced for this year. One Dunedin student of fashion is about to spend a whole semester of study in China.
Second-year fashion student Emma Corbett has just received a Prime Minister's scholarship to Asia. She will spend 4 months studying at Donghua University in Shanghai. It is the culmination of a long-time ambition.
Ever since I was 16 I knew this is what I wanted to do, and definitely my course has been amazing, so I'm really lucky that I can take it to the next step.
Corbett hopes the trip to China will open her eyes to an international perspective on fashion. It's a possibility that previously wouldn't have been available to her.
The scholarship covers everything. It's quite a long time and it's quite an expensive trip, so I don't think I would have been able to do it without the scholarship.
Corbett only heard of the scholarship last year, but she knew it was an opportunity she wanted to take. She says one challenge will be the culture shock on arrival at her new campus.
I'm comfortable here, so it's going to be definitely out of my comfort zone. The language thing will be quite interesting, but it should be good.
The young designer describes her design style as sophisticated but sexy. On return to Dunedin, she hopes to get the opportunity to run her pieces in the ID fashion show. Jack Conroy, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, a new sports facility in Arrowtown is coming along nicely, and we look at the outlook for Thursday.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819. Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires. For obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance, and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've got a deal for you. We've bought a huge bulk order from Lee Stretch Moleskin. So comfortable, nice stretchy fabric, and they're in 6 colours. And the deal, $20 off a pair, or if you buy 2 pair or more, $25 off a pair.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This promotion finishes June 30th.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysplumbing.co.nz.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Thanks for staying with us. Highlanders flanker Shannon Frizzell is set to cap a momentous week for his family by being included in the All Blacks team for the 3rd test against France. Injuries to fellow flankers Va'ita Fafita and Liam Squire could see him earn an international debut at his Super Rugby home ground in Dunedin. The match on Saturday falls a day before older brother and NRL star Tyson Frizzell tries to help wrap up a State of Origin series win for New South Wales in Game 2 against Queensland in Sydney. All Blacks coach Steve Hansen has indicated there's likely to be other changes to the team who failed to impress against a 14-man France in Wellington. A major milestone has been reached in the long-awaited Arrowtown Sports and Community Centre project. The roof has gone on the new $2.3 million facility at Jack Reed Park after more than a decade since the project was conceived.
Finally, some light at the end of a 10-year tunnel. The highly anticipated Community Sports Centre in Arrowtown is on track for completion. The roof is now on, and what better way to mark the milestone than with a roof shout.
We've got about 50 guests here, subbies and funders, media, councillors. It's a great day despite the temperature. It's good to get everyone gathered together and put faces to names that we've been dealing with over the last 10 years of this project.
The Arrowtown Rugby Club will be the anchor tenant at Jack Reed Park, but the $2.3 million building will also serve as a base for the Arrowtown Scouts and other community groups. Local councillors say it's been a labour of love.
It's been a long process, and it's great to come here, and this man might just come in and say a few words as well, just so that he gets in on the screen, because he's been a big part of it as well. Councillor Scott Stevens from Arrowtown, and this is a great sight, Scotty, just seeing it out of the ground, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the proof of the need for it. Kids out here playing. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting it open.
The new centre will fit up to 160 people and include bar and kitchen facilities, changing rooms and function spaces.
It's really well designed, we're happy with everything that way. And just looking forward to it being open and functional for our probably Jubilee as our first big thing for the rugby club in April next year.
The building is set to be completed in the next couple of months with an upgrade to the playing field, the next project on the cards. In Arrowtown, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Rubbish collection and a new landfill site for the city are up for discussion this year as Dunedin City Council reviews its waste services. The organisation behind Invercargill's inner city redevelopment will pay homage to the city's history by retaining some of the city's historic facades. And a large cut in the number of parking spaces around central Dunedin is affecting visitors to Dunedin attractions. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig Page. What have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Good evening, plenty of reading as usual. We've got an interesting story with the Fortune Theatre Trust announcing it's planning to auction its assets later this month. It's facing an extremely tight financial situation and I guess desperate to raise some funds. They're going to be selling everything from theatre seating through to a Ralph Hotary drawing. It's drawn a bit of criticism from some circles who said it should be kept, should be handed on to other organisations in the city, but the theatre had to close in May, and they're saying it was no longer financially viable. Since then, the list of creditors is growing apparently, so they are desperate to raise some money. So that's the reason to get out there and sell it. They're hoping that local organisations will come together and purchase it and at least keep some of the stuff in the city. So.
Yeah, hopefully, and they get some manage to retain some things for future art performances.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be sad to lose that because it had quite an extensive collection.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are plans afoot to try and keep the theatre network in action in the city, so yeah, if they can get behind it and raise it. They would also like the DCC to maybe get involved and help out there somewhere as well, so we'll see what happens. We've also got a nice story about a rugby-mad Vietnamese exchange student, Chris Hun, who's going to find herself on the rugby field on Saturday for the big test between France and All Blacks at Forsyth Bar. She's only been in the country since last year and got taken to a game at Forsyth Bar Stadium and just loved the sport. So she started playing for Otago Girls High School, and now that team they managed to finish or made the final of their local competition. So that team's been invited to escort the players onto the field on Saturday night. So she's pretty excited about it. Interesting, her mother, who lives in Vietnam, is not impressed at all that she's playing rugby. But yeah, pretty big night all round for her.
What a wonderful experience!
Oh, it certainly will be. 28,000 odd screaming fans will be. It'll be a big night for her. On the arts pages, we catch up with this year's Francis Hodgkin Fellow Louise Menzies, who works across a variety of mediums. It's hard to say. She's spending the first few months living out at Waitati and then going to move into the city later on to sort of a couple of experiences, different communities, that sort of thing. So she talks about what she hopes to achieve during her time in Dunedin, so it's well worth a read. We'll also have the All Black team unveiled first thing tomorrow morning in our paper as well. You mentioned Shannon Frizzell, whether he'll get a run, but lots of Highlanders who might make an appearance as well. Liam Coltman, who's been sort of hanging around the All Blacks squad, he's likely to get a chance on the bench with the All Blacks as well, so it'd be nice to see lots of local boys out there doing their thing.
Well, it'd certainly suit the hometown team, wouldn't it? Hometown population, I
should
say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to see that.
Yeah, when you look at the Smiths as well, and plenty of opportunities there, so it'll be good.
Wonderful, thank you. And you can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view, taken of a wintry sky reflected on Otago Harbour. Looking at the situation, a ridge of high pressure will bring clear skies and light winds to the region for a few days, a classic recipe for heavy frosts inland and icy roads in the morning. To the southern outlook, light winds and fine weather are the order of the day, but it will be cold with a maximum of 6 degrees for Balclutha, Catlins, Lumsden and Gore. Heading to central, light winds and clear skies rule the roost. Alexandra will be the coldest with a high of 3. Wanaka and Queenstown are only a degree warmer on 4, and Tiana is the warmest place in central, making it to 7 degrees. Further north, the outlook for Thursday is for clear skies and light winds. Timaru and Oamaru are warmer on 8 degrees, while Amarama and Twizel are expecting a high of only 4. Here in Dunedin tonight, it will be a great night for stargazing, with clear skies and an overnight low of 3 degrees. Tomorrow you can expect sunny and cold weather with an overnight low of 3, and tomorrow's high is predicted to be 8. And on Friday, expect frost and light winds with a high of 8 and a very chilly low of -2. In Invercargill tonight, fine with an overnight low of -3. Tomorrow, mostly fine and sunny with a high of 7 and a low of -2. And on Friday, a high of 8 and another chilly low of -2. And that's our news for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening, take care and stay warm. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.